Hi, I'm Marius from MWest Photography, and in this video we are going to take this logo or emblem right here and we are going to select it, and then by only selecting the emblem we are going to change the contrast and then also play a little bit with the color, and only in this section, and we're going to use layers to do that. So I'm first going to zoom a little closer with the navigator so we can see the logo better. And then to select it, there are tons of ways you can do this. A very easy way is to go to this icon right here. If I click on it, you'll see the quick selection tool. And then you'll see a circle with a plus in. Now the plus means that everywhere where I'm going to paint on this logo or emblem, it's going to select that section for me. And then if I want to make the circle larger or smaller, if I use the hard brackets, for instance the right hard bracket, it's going to make the circle larger. If I use the left hard bracket, it's going to make the circle smaller. This will now obviously help you to go into smaller sections of this emblem. So I'm first going to make it a little larger, and then I'm going to start to paint by just clicking down on the mouse and then just moving over this emblem, and you'll see it's going to select everything. Now obviously we're going to select stuff that we don't want, but as you can see it does a very nice job and it's very quick. I've just selected this entire section right here. Now if I want to get into these sections to basically deselect them because I don't want them in the final product, I only want the emblem by itself, I'm just going to go to my navigator again and then just zoom a little closer. And then now to get rid of this section, I'm just going to make the circle a bit smaller so it's easier to paint with. Now you'll see there's a plus in the middle, but when I hold down the Alt key, it's going to become a minus. So now when I'm painting, I'm telling it to not use this section, to get rid of this selection I've got made here. So I'm just going to paint like that. Now you can see it's deselecting this section. Go a little bit more on the edges there to make it look a little more cleaner. And then go to the navigator and then do this section as well. Now if you for instance go too far, you can just paint back again with the plus by just removing your hand from the Alt key, and you can just fix it. But you'll notice for instance this section here, it went a little bit too far. So I can just paint again a little bit on the edges by just having the plus in the middle because I've let go of the Alt key on the keyboard. I've also got these sections right here. I'm just going to make the circle smaller again with the hard brackets. You'll notice sometimes it's painting further than where you want to, and then when you let go, it's jumping to the right sections. I'm just going to do these sections here as well. Just going to make the effect look a lot better. So every time I'm just holding down the Alt, I can do a lot more work here. I can cut out all these sections right here. Just don't want to make the clip go too long, so I'm going to leave some of it out. There I went too far, I can just paint it back again. It's very easy. Right, so I'm just going to leave it there. I can still cut out actually this section right here. Clean this section as well. Right, so there we've got our logo. I see at the bottom there's a little spot here I can still include. There we go. So now we can see we've very easily selected the logo. Now to add our effect, we are going to use a layer adjustment. So if you go down here to your layers section, you'll see a half black, half white circle. I'm going to select that. And then I've got an option here called levels. I'm going to select that. And now we can see the levels right here. Now the nice thing is if you look in this section right here, you'll see that only this has been selected in white on our layer mask. So if I change the levels right here, I'm only changing that emblem I've selected. So now I can play around with levels until I get the right amount of contrast I want on the emblem. So I'm going to go with that. To see the before and after, you can either use the icons here, or you can just go to layers here, which is much easier. Just hide this eye, and there's the before, and there's the after. So now I can fine tune, if I go to the full view, I can fine tune the way I want that logo to look like. So now say I want to use an effect on it, I maybe want to change the color of this. This is where a lot of people run into issues where once they apply the effect, it applies it to the entire image. So I'm going to go back again here to the half black, half white circle, and I'm going to this time select Use Saturation. Now to turn this logo into a different color, I'm just going to call it a logo from now on, because I keep changing between logo and emblem. I'm not sure what to call it. So let's just call it a logo. Now to change this to one color, I'm going to go to colorize right here. I'm just going to select that, and you'll see the entire image has turned into a monotone. So it's now consisting of only one color. And I can change the color with the Use slider to the color I want. Now the problem is it's across the entire image. Maybe you want to have this effect. It actually looks pretty cool. But now say you decide you only want to see the effect on this alone. It's very easy to fix this. Just go to the layers right here and have your mouse pointer in between these two layers. And then again we come back to the magic Alt button. I'm just going to hold down the Alt, and you'll see the little icon has now changed. Now when I click right between these two lines, you'll see that the layer has shifted a little bit to this section. It's got a little arrow right here, and it's pointing down to this levels adjustment we've created. So now it's been locked onto this layer adjustment. So the nice thing is when I change this, you'll notice only his logo is changing. It's not affecting the rest of the image. So this makes it very easy. I can now go to maybe a reddish color. I'm just going to add more saturation here, and I can now have a logo that actually fits very nicely with the background, and I can control just how bright I want that color to be with the saturation slider. And then obviously with the Use slider, you're changing the different colors that you want in the image. You can also use the lightness. You'll notice it's making it either darker there, or it's washing it out more when I go to the lightness side. So we've got a lot that we can do with these sliders right here. And then obviously if you want to save this and come back at a later stage to maybe fine tune exactly the amount of color you want in here, or the amount of contrast, for instance, I can go back here to levels, and I can again play with this section here. So I've got full control to these two effects. I can adjust the levels or the Use Saturation at any time, no problem, because I've got these layer adjustments. Now to save this to come back at a later stage, just go to File, Save As, and then obviously save it as a PSD file, which is a Photoshop document, and it'll allow you to open it up again and have all these information saved there, so you basically don't lose all your work. Now if this video was a little bit too much for you, too much information, and you still want to learn a lot more of Photoshop, you can go to my website at www.mwest.co.za. Then you'll see right here at the top an icon called Shop. If you click on that, you will see products here called Photoshop CS and Photoshop Elements for everyone, as these effects will work in both Elements and CS. And if you click on one of those, you will then receive this page, which has got a lot more information on this training video. It can be downloaded straight from my website. It works via PayPal, so you just add it to cart and then just continue. It's got more information. You're telling exactly what you will learn, and this will give you a good foundation to use Photoshop. You will learn a lot more about the program. So here's a sample video you can watch to see the quality of the product. And then that's that for this video. I hope you had tons of fun playing around with layers, levels, and a Use Saturation, and then I hope to see you again in a future video. Bye.